A lot of talk recently about the Magic Key program. Right now, you can't buy one. First it was Dream, then Believe, and now all four of them. You can't buy a single Magic Key. Meanwhile, renewals are coming up soon, and everybody's wondering, what are Disney's plans? And they're wondering because Disney's been pretty silent on the topic. As a matter of fact, we asked Disney as recently as this morning, are there any new plans, any updates on the Magic Key program and renewals? They said, no updates. Keep watching. Otherwise, it's been pretty much radio silence. They haven't been offering up any information anyway. I had to ask this of guest relations, but there have been rumors, suggestions that Disney was talking about allowing existing annual pass holders to renew, Magic Key holders. They would allow them to renew. They're not going to sell any new passes. That's still not a thing, but they were going to allow them to renew. These, though, are just rumors. Disney has not said anything officially. They haven't said anything officially, but the reservation calendar does seem to be speaking for them just a little bit. My Dream Key expires on, you know what, let me slide over. My Dream Key expires on August 25th, and the Dream Key calendar is acting like that is definitely the case. I am personally unable to book any date after August 25th. Now, at first, when I looked at this, I thought, okay, maybe that's just, the dates are sold out. They're booked, just like the 15th through the 19th. And that's consistent with what's going on with the Enchant Key calendar. They've been blocked out for all of the spring, and they will be blocked out for much of the summer, but they do open up starting August 15th. They're open from the 15th through the 19th, blocked out again for that Saturday, the 20th, then they're eligible again to book starting the 21st. Normally, that would be the end of this conversation. There's your reason. That's why I can't make a reservation in August, right? Because the Enchant Keys have shown up, and they're doing their thing, what we all expect them to do. Book when they can. But before we end that, let's take a look at September. And that's saying what you're looking for, what should normally be here, isn't. We can explain part of August, but we cannot explain the fact that I can't book a reservation. I can't even see the calendar in September. But this isn't everyone. This is just for me or for anybody who purchased an annual pass, a Magic Key in late August when they went up for sale. If you look at the Dream Key calendar, all the dates are there. They're eligible for, well, unless they're booked out. But all of August, all of September are completely eligible for reservations if you have a valid, active annual pass. I went ahead and tested this with my wife's pass as well. She bought hers on September 1st, so it expires on September 1st. August is blocked out for the same period that I was because of Enchant Keys taking those dates, but she can book for that last week in August where I could not. Skip to September where I got the None Shall Pass dialogue. Her calendar is open. She can see the September calendar because she's eligible to make a reservation in September. Her pass expires September 1st. She can even book September 1st. But every date after that, 2nd through on, unavailable to her. And then we skip to October, and again, she gets the None Shall Pass dialogue. But then again, she should be getting the None Shall Pass in October because that's beyond the 90-day window. Conclusion, Disney has absolutely, definitely blocked us out from making a reservation beyond, for any of us, making a reservation beyond our expiration date. And judging by this, Disney does not have a plan because we haven't heard anything from them, and this calendar says they can't do it. They don't have a plan for renewals for Magic Keys as of yet. Or perhaps they do, but they can't. And this brings up a very interesting wrinkle in the relationship between the reservation system and Magic Keys. Even if Disney did have a plan for Magic Key renewals, how do they walk that line between the 90-day reservation calendar, meaning we can book 90 days in advance, and the 40-day window that Magic Keys are allowed to start renewing? You can renew your Magic Key, well, the previous rules were that you could renew your Magic Key up to 40 days before it expires. That leaves a 50-day window where Magic Keys would be ineligible, unable to make a reservation where other keys could. For example, let's say that I've got family coming in for the weekend of September 3rd. I would not be able to make that reservation, even if renewals were possible under the existing structure, under the existing guidelines. I wouldn't be able to make that reservation. Even if renewals were possible, even if there was no drama at all with the Magic Key system. With the assumed 40-day window, I would not be able to renew my pass right now until July 16th. That's a month from now, and I would be ineligible to make a reservation beyond that August 25th date. And in that time, between now and July 16th, all those dates in September that normally would have been available to me and are available to other Magic Keys who bought theirs later on, keys perhaps that bought theirs in the end of September or in October. And now I'm left having to try to play, the fishing game, try to snipe a date. And really the only solution to this is is to make it a 90-day window on both sides, to have them the same, to make it 90 days prior to renew your pass and a 90-day windows in the future to make reservations. Of course, that would have been 3 weeks ago. If they were following that, if they decided that was the solution they were going to go with, then they would have start letting us renew 3 weeks ago. Now, of course, they're doing this. They're not letting us book those reservations right now because they have to. They can't allow us, because that would be a mess, I have a feeling. It's damage control. But it also tells me that they don't exactly have a solution yet. It's really, it's kind of frustrating. I love my Magic Key, and I love using it to go to Disneyland. It's an opportunity to be in a place where I feel comfortable, a place where I get to be a version of myself that maybe I don't get to anywhere else. And I'm sure that I speak for a lot of folks when I say that. To me and to a lot of guests in the local area, Southern California, Disneyland is like a second home for us. I really do hope that they're able to figure this out, but for now, let's get into some good news. It's gotten pretty easy to make a reservation these days, especially in the near term, especially right now. I was in the park yesterday, Friday night, and I got there to the park at about 7 o'clock, I'd say, and you could still, at 7 p.m. on that Friday evening, you could still get a reservation for that day, that's something that has been completely unheard of. And I mean, ever since they started selling passes back in August, that has been something that has been very rare, especially in June on a Friday. And I mentioned to a friend that it kind of felt like that's how it used to be. That's how it was pre-COVID, where, if you had an annual pass, you just showed up on a Friday night after work and, enjoyed yourself. And it felt kind of like that kind of night. I personally was doing Phantasmic Recon. By the way, look out for our Phantasmic video coming up soon. I was there that night. You might have seen me running around, taking pictures, scouting the areas for Phantasmic. I'm going to be doing a strategy guide on how best to see Phantasmic. It's going to be awesome. I found out some secret weapons, did the same for World of Color. Look out for that as well. On this night, that's all I was doing. But having said that, it's super. Today, the same thing. As of this morning, matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to check right now. Yep. As of this morning and as of right now at 3:50 in the afternoon, you can book today, a Saturday in June. You can walk into the park right now. Unheard of. Now, next Saturday is booked, and so too are a couple in July and August and September, but this is a far sight better, even with those bookings, far sight better than we've seen in times past. And my best guess is that this is a result of Disney increasing capacity in the parks while not increasing the number of Magic Keys that they're selling. Mind you, they have not sold a Dream Key since, when is it, November? So whatever increase, and it might not be a lot in terms of capacity, but whatever incremental increases that they've made in capacity in the parks, there has not been a corresponding increase in the number of Magic Keys sold. Especially Magic Keys that are eligible to be used in the summer and late spring like we're in right now. They're letting more people in, but they're not letting in more Magic Keys. Now, this is something I've said before. I'm not sure if this is intentional, if this is what they want. I'm not sure if this is by design. I do wonder if they wish that they had more annual pass holders in the park, more Magic Keys to backfill those days where they don't sell enough single-day tickets. Because I do think they want the parks a little bit more busy than they are right now, a little more crowded. That's how you sell more Genie Plus, for that matter. Genie Plus becomes more desirable the more busy the park gets, because now you have more crowds to beat. You can't encourage people to buy Genie Plus unless the lines are super duper long, which we're going to get to that in a minute. But I'm going to say that the parks today feel just about as crowded as they have in the last couple of months. I've said it again in other videos. I can't believe I'm saying it again. I keep waiting for it to happen, and it's not. I keep waiting for the crowds to really start to, ratchet up, but I'm not feeling it yet. Matter of fact, let's go ahead. Like I said, let's take a look at the tip board. This is going to be from today, Saturday, June 18th at 2:30 p.m. You can't get any more peak than that in our current climate. All right, Alice in Wonderland, 30 minutes, pretty standard. Astro Orbiter, 20. Autopia, 35, with a return time an hour from now. Big Thunder, less than an hour, with a return time of an hour from now. Buzz Lightyear, 25 minutes. Another quick return time, that's less than an hour. Casey Jr. at 15 minutes, that seems unbelievable. That seems light, very, very light. Dumbo at 25 minutes seems light. Haunted Mansion, 40-minute standby with a return time of about an hour and a half. That's very good. That's very normal. Hyperspace Mountain, 1 hour standby, return time of almost 3 hours. Now we're getting into, and this is something that we've seen in the past. There are a selection of rides that are just, when the peak times go up, they're the ones that really start to go up. There are days when there's only, 2 or 3 attractions that start getting into that 2 or 3 plus hour return time or the 90-minute wait time. Space Mountain is one of those. Indiana Jones is another, but that's just an hour wait with a return time of 2.5 hours roughly. Small World, 25-minute standby is great. Return time of right now. Jungle Cruise, 30-minute. Okay, let me pause here because one of the things that I've said in the past is that when it really is busy, when it's truly busy, and the lines get too long for people to tolerate, that's when they start drifting over, away from the Lightning Lane attractions especially, away from those and into attractions like the Jungle Cruise. If it were truly super busy in the parks, Jungle Cruise wouldn't be 30 minutes. Jungle Cruise should be 45 or 60. Same for the Mad Tea Party. Mad Tea Party, 20 minutes for the Tea Party is good. Winnie the Pooh, 15, that's good. Matterhorn is closed, so hard to say what's going on there. Millennium Falcon at 90 minutes, that fluctuates up and down quite a bit, but the return time is nominal, an hour and 20 minutes for Lightning Lane. Toads, Peter Pan, and Pinocchio, all very normal. Snow White, 25 minutes, very normal. Splash Mountain, 95. We're into the hot days right now, so that's going to be a longer wait. Return time, that's a popular attraction. Put that on the list during the summer of the attractions that they're going to be the only ones that really start to show a deep wait. Space Mountain, Indiana Jones, Splash Mountain, and of course you can add Rise of the Resistance into that, but that's sort of an outlier. That's on its own. Rise is on its own conversation. But Star Tours, though, at 65 minutes, that's kind of shocking. But also, here's the thing. I love this. This makes me crazy. The return time of 3 o'clock. It's 2:30. Is that what I said? It's 2:30, according to. Yeah, I shot this at 2:30. That means a half an hour return time for Lightning Lane, which is pretty much now. People would rather wait 65 minutes than wait, get a 30-minute break on Star Tours. They're choosing not to use Lightning Lane on Star Tours. They're choosing to go standby. Either that or Lightning Lane guests pretty much just don't use it. They use it for the top 3, and that's it. They don't use it for Star Tours. The only people in the Star Tours queue right now, I guess is what I'm saying, are standby guests. That's wild. And then Rise of the Resistance, 80 minutes, very nominal, but they are sold out of Lightning Lane. And I guess that's the end of it, right? The storybook. Now, let's go to DCA real quick because I want to check out. There's a couple of important ones at DCA. Golden Zephyr's closed. Goofy Sky School, 35 minutes with 3:45 return. Nominal. Grizzly River Run. That's standard. That's the way it should be, in my opinion. Guardians of the Galaxy, that's kind of light, actually. 65 minutes. It's kind of light. Credit Coaster, that's a little busier than you normally get, 50 minutes. Normally, that's a pretty quick standby. Little Mermaid, 15 minutes. Mater's is 15. Monsters, look what you've done to the Lightning Lane. Look what you've done to Monsters, Inc. An hour. And then Radiator Springs Racers, 80-minute standby, 4 o'clock return time. That's actually quite good. You take out Lightning Lane, and Radiator Springs Racers will still be 80 minutes, which tells me that they're not selling very many Lightning Lanes for Radiator Springs Racers. Tells me that that's pretty much just your standard standby crowd for Radiator Springs. And it also tells me, saying all this, that I'm gonna go with, once again, it's not as busy as it could be. I'm not saying it's not busy. It is busy. It's just not as busy as it could be or should be, historically speaking, especially for this time of the year. As for Magic Keys, until we hear otherwise, until we hear something from Disney specifically saying, that nothing is going to happen, I'm rolling with the Magic Keys are going to come back, and I think I'm rolling with they're going to come back before the August 25th renewal period starts. This is not the end. The dates are blocked out because they need to be. It would be disastrous if they open that up and they let me make a reservation for a pass that I don't have, because maybe I'm going to choose not to renew, right? But I can't be making reservations for for an annual pass that I'm not going to renew. If I was one of those people, I'm not. I'm never going to not renew my annual pass. I love Disneyland. But it is still a bit of a bad deal right now for for the early adopters like myself, we're in a spot right now where I can't make a reservation where some of you could. I hope they get that worked out soon because that is not a good deal. Here's to hoping they fix this sooner rather than later. I have faith. I believe. I am optimistic. This will happen. Just putting that out there into the universe. Until then, guys, follow us on Instagram at _freshbaked, on Twitter at freshbakedisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at freshbakedisney. If you like our show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. We love you very much. We love Disneyland. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh baked.